Hello and welcome to another Arkis video.
Absolutely essential for any type of serious police work, huh?
Got that right.
And absolutely essential for this time trial, as we are indeed in the Ferrari Testarossa. I picked the yellow car instead of the white Miami Vice color, but the yellow seems to be faster, or so I've heard. We are on sports hard tires. It doesn't have the best brakes, it doesn't have the most grip, and you especially need to get used to the weight transfer in this one. This time trial opened on Thursday, the morning after, Friday morning. I did this on a live stream. You can go and watch that if you want to see the full extent of my troubles. I will post a link on the screen and in the description as well. And we are going to run through the fastest lap from that live stream, run through some brake markers and my general thoughts on this time trial. And if you are enjoying the content, please feel free to hit the like and subscribe button. It is highly appreciated. Now let's jump into the lap. And the thing I especially noticed being on a controller is that managing anything between 50 and 0% braking is rather fiddly on the trigger. Such small movements needed, so I definitely need to go back and practice that. But the first marker is the green barrier on the inside. I'm braking. I am bringing the car down to third gear, slowly coming off the brakes, and now we are just coasting into the corner, trying to aim for that exit point and get fully back onto the power. There was a small wiggle, but we managed to keep the car on the track, and the next marker is that red barrier, but we are braking before it and pointing the car towards the inside of the corner, bringing it down to second gear, slowly coming off the brakes, letting the car just coast around the corner, now slowly coming back onto the power, building some acceleration out of the corner without getting oversteer. And the next marker, I used that inside barrier. That seemed helpful because you also need to brake early here. I am using a bit of second and I am letting the car coast back up to third, and then I can come back onto the power. Now we've got this rather tricky left-hander. I'm using that A-shaped part of the fence on the inside. That was a perfect marker for me. We are late downshifting to second gear, getting the car pointed towards that apex point. I am skimming the curb, which unsettles the car a tiny bit. So I had a slight wiggle on, but we managed to get a decent exit. But you can see the ghost is running away from me a bit. The next marker is the two board. We are braking short of the two board, and we are bringing the car down to third gear. And as I release the brakes, you can see I get a rather helpful little slide on, but then you need to be careful coming back onto the power because you want to stabilize the car and not get more oversteer. Here you've got a barrier on the inside. I use that one. We are using third gear. Just let the car coast over that curb on the inside. You can take a big chunk of that and then back onto the power and widen the line on the exit. Now you've got two barriers. I'm using the one on the inside just before the one board. There's also one on the outside. And late downshifting to third gear, and once again just releasing the brakes carefully and coasting over that corner. And I was struggling a bit on the exit, but we survived. Here I'm using the end of the fence on the inside. That's easy to spot. Braking early for this one. Once again using a bit of second, letting the car coast and rotate, and then back up to third. And I am struggling a tiny bit on the exit there, but we are still alive. We've got one brake marker to go, and that's somewhere between the two board and the green end of the barrier up there. Somewhere in the middle of that I am hitting the brakes. It's important to brake a bit early, down to third gear, letting the car coast over the crest until it finds the grip again, and then back onto the power. And this time I could feel that I was on a good lap, so we are seeking towards the right hand side for the shortest route, and we are down to a 137.302. My aim at the stream was to just get below 137.5, and that was the goal achieved. Now we are jumping onto the chase cam lap, and we're not going to interrupt it this time. So looking for the barrier on the inside, onto the brakes, down to third gear, let the car roll a bit, look for the exit point, a bit of a slide on there, braking short of the red barrier on the left hand side, down to second gear, coast around the corner, carefully come back onto the power, aim for the exit, looking for the barrier on the inside, using a bit of second for rotation but up to third before accelerating, looking for the A shape in the fence on the inside, and we are on the brakes and not downshifting too soon to second gear, accelerating out of there in second gear, try to avoid to skim the inside curb as I just did there. And now we are coming up towards a two-board on the left hand side. We will brake short of that one, down to third, let the car roll into the corner, catch that tiny slide and aim for the exit. And now down to third gear, coast over the apex back onto the power, and we have the green barrier on the inside and the outside. Late downshift to third gear, almost running wide on the exit, looking for the end of the fence on the inside and using a bit of second for rotation. You can stay in third, but that second gear was helping me at least, but that's personal preference. Now somewhere between the two board and the green barrier, down to third gear, let the car roll over that crest, carefully come back onto the power, and now aiming for the inside line towards the finish line. So I think I might be able to learn a bit more on this one. I've got another account I need to do as well. Maybe I can improve or at least match this time. We'll see about that. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, found it entertaining, maybe even somewhat useful. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Bye bye.